everyone, welcome to or welcome back to the Funny Pajamas YouTube channel. My name is Mercy and thanks for clicking on this video. Now, I'm going to do the standard YouTube stuff before I move ahead. I'm going to ask you guys to please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a subscriber to my channel, and of course, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you're notified every time I post something new. So, I want to straight off apologize. I know we are deeply in the month of August and this is my reading log for the month of July, if you don't know, if the Titan hasn't told you. I know I'm hella late and I deeply apologize to you guys for that. But since I read a good deal in July and I hardly got to read in August, mainly because if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that I have just got a new job situation and I'm having trouble adjusting with it, so the timings are a bit off, so I can't really focus or spend too much time reading manga. But since I read a good deal in July, I really wanted to share what I read. Now, first off, I'm going to start with certain volumes. Now, these volumes were what I read as a result of a video I did previously. I will leave a link to that video. It was a TBR pile video where I think my TBR jar selects my reads for that month. So we'll start with that. So first off, I had to read a one shot. So the one shot I chose was I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. So I'll give you a quick synopsis of the series. We have our main lead girl here. She's got some problem with her pancreas and she's terminally ill. I'm not sure, I don't remember what exactly the problem was. Was it pancreatic cancer or what? I'm not sure. But she doesn't have long to live. And she hasn't told anyone in her school about her situation. Only her parents know and her doctors. This young guy, our main protagonist, finds out about it somehow just through pure coincidence. And she befriends him and she sort of brings him, makes him bloom, shows him the importance of not being, he's pretty much a loner. So she kind of shows him that it's important not to just be alone. She kind of, brings him out of his shell, if I can put it that way. So the two of them they form a friendship of sorts, and throughout the series they don't tell you this guy's name, okay? It's known right at the end, but we start off straight off. It's not a spoiler, this is a one shot, of course. Straight off we start off with it starts off with her death, and it basically starts and then it's like a flashback of how they met and how they bond and become friends. She teaches him many things about life and what he's doing wrong, and that his friends he needs to open up. Okay, I'm a crybaby on most situations, is why unless I'm in a mood, I will not read very depressing stuff. Now this wasn't depressing, this was very heartwarming at times, but towards the end it does get depressing. I was very sad, particularly in certain parts towards the end, and it made me cry. It brought a tear to my eye. It is very sweet. It was their friendship is it's really touching. It's nice to know that you can have people like that in the world who think of you like that, who are willing to do so much for you. Everyone, there is someone out there for you. That really touched me, particularly with this girl, how she copes with knowing that she's not got long to live, and stuff like that. So it's really heartwarming. It's heart-wrenching. It's really tear-inducing. I suggest you give this a go. If it does not trigger you too much, I would recommend it. It was a really nice experience for me, and I don't regret it. I would definitely recommend it. It's a bit of a serious read. It's light-hearted at times, but yeah, and it's nice, short and sweet. It's only one volume, so yeah. And now I definitely want to check out the anime. Now, another item in my read was supposed to be a book with a green cover, so I chose volume 5 of Makoto Yukimura's Vinland Saga. Now this starts off the farming arc. We just got a slight look at the farming that is beginning the farming arc in the previous volume. I thought it may be a bit slow, but no, this worked well. It really kept me interested, me hooked throughout. I thought it would not be as fun, seeing as I love I love my action. I love MCU, DC. I love anything John Wick. I love anything with action. So that's why I thought maybe it would dial down a bit. But despite there's no total lack of action. There is a little action, but it is not the main focus. The main focus is our main character, Thorfinn's character growth, the changes he goes, the decisions he makes. Kind of like it's like more character oriented in this rather than action. And for that I enjoyed it. So I would definitely Saga. The first few volumes, the volume till volume book 4 are all very violence heavy. There's gore and stuff like that. Volume 5 onwards, they do dial back, but it is interesting nonetheless. Like I said, the character development in this is really nice. Thorfinn comes to some realizations and makes some decisions. Now how those decisions will be affected, whether he sticks to his goals, his new goals and ideals or not, we're going to see moving on ahead. We're only going to know. So yeah, get through the first 4 chapters. The first four volumes have a really good antagonist. He does make an appearance in this as well. So yeah, give it a go. A lot of people think the farming arc is not fun, but I personally liked the farming arc. I thought it was pretty good. For what they were going for, it was really good. It was a step down, a totally different direction, but the author did it justice. So yeah, give it a go. It was really fun. Next up, I read The Dragon Knight's Beloved, volumes 1 and 2. Now, why I read this series was, I believe the prompt was with an animal on the cover. So we've got dragons on the cover. So I thought, they're animals, right? So that's why I read this. So basically, we've got our main female lead here. She gets along really well with the dragons. Now it's in this world where dragons and dragon knights exist. The dragon knights are riders of the dragon. So our main male lead here rides this dragon. He rides this dragon called the White Queen, and she gets along very well with the White Queen and all the other dragons, as a matter of fact. Now this guy, for some reason he needs to take his title. He's a nobleman who was actually working as a knight. Now for some reason he needs to take over the family name. So he asks her to come and work in his castle, which is sort of like in the high, almost like in the borderlands where there are wild dragons and stuff, and she's really excited about it, but very clearly he's got feelings for her and stuff like that. So basically it's that. Volume 1 raised the groundwork. Now what I really liked about this series was really the world building that they did, particularly the dragon hierarchy. Like I said, world building, the various classes of dragon, the types of dragons, the dragons' behavior towards humans, how these dragon knights work and all that basic world building, the hierarchy, the structure of the culture there. That was really interesting. In this series, mainly the first 2 volumes are mainly explored that. Volume 3 is not out yet at the time of recording this, but it is a very, very slow release. I believe volume 3 or volume 4 is like almost the end of the year it's going to be released. It's very slow release. There is a light novel. Excerpts from the light novel are there at the end, if that interests. I'm kind of bummed. I really enjoyed this, and it kind of bummed me that the volume releases are so slow. But yeah, Dragon Knight's Beloved, first 2 volumes, heck of a lot of world building. The second volume and all, we get introduced to a lady who's probably the villain in this series. So that kind of thing, like originally this guy takes over because his brother passes away, and his brother had a fiance and now she wants to marry him. The main reason he brings this girl over, actually he's got feelings for her, but he gives her the reason telling, please pretend to be my fiance to keep this the original fiance away. So she's playing that role, but pretty clearly he's got feelings for her. So that's kind of the story, and it was really interesting. It was sweet. I love the lore behind the dragons, the structuring, the hierarchy of the dragons, their habits, their behaviors. All of that was very well fleshed out in this. So yeah, if that's kind of your thing, give it a go. It's fun. And next up, I read Cheeky Brat volumes 2 and 3. Now, I had already read volume 1 previously. Cheeky Brat volume 2 and 3. Why I read this was because the prompt was an author whose name begins with the same alphabet as mine. So, Miss Mitsubachi Miyuki. I'm sorry if I butchered the name, but their name begins with the same letter as mine. That's kind of why I got in this. So cheeky Brat is, we've got our tsundere main girl here. She's, like I said, a tsundere. She is 1 year older than this dude. She is the basketball team manager. He is the up and coming basketball hottest star sort of thing, and he likes her, and he's always, pushing into her personal space, and he's trying to get her to be his girlfriend and all, but she's like a tsundere character. She's like, nah, stay away from me, but you can tell she's starting to feel something for him. It's basically their story. From what I gather, the story is going to go throughout the courses of their life. Since she is a year older than him, I'm very intrigued in seeing, once she leaves the school, how they are going to pursue their relationship. Very often he is very he's very in your face sort of thing, not personal boundaries, very forceful sort of, and how she handles it and all. So that may be off-putting for some of you, but for me, I personally didn't mind. The story does get a bit repetitive by volume 3. It's like, it does get a bit repetitive. I do hope they explore other plot points. They have brought in another guy who probably could be the second male lead, but yeah. So Narus is a character, he's lovable. I like the character. I like the girl also. She's also pretty nice. Overall, it's a pretty decent shoujo. I had fun with it. Just hope it doesn't get too repetitive. Like, the story, mainly because how she will, there'll be misunderstanding and then they'll fix it, and he'll ask her to be his girl, and she'll say, no, I like him, but I don't want to. It's getting a bit, by third volume it did get repetitive. I do want to see them explore different avenues and plot points. So yeah, here's that. I will be collecting it though, and shoujo lovers out there, if you like maid sama and stuff, waiting for spring and stuff like that, you're gonna like this. So that's it. Cheeky Brat volumes 2 and 3. Now the last item for that particular video, that reading prompt video, was One Piece. That was an item that is very far down on my TBR. Now, in that I explained very clearly why I didn't want to get into One Piece, and I kind of put it on a hold. Like I said, it was lower on my TBR pile. Now, I'm very, very glad that I read this, and I gave One Piece another shot because I enjoyed myself with this volumes 4, 5 and 6. This is the omnibus, and you know what? That's the beauty of these TBR games. It sort of challenges you to read stuff out of your comfort zone, stuff that you would not have normally gravitated towards, even if it's in your collection, stuff that you put behind. And I read this and I enjoyed it so much so that I am going to, as of now, effectively start collecting this actively. So I know it is a heck of a lot of commitment. There are 100 volumes of One Piece out. It's going to be an extremely huge commitment, but slow and steady wins the race. I am going to do it. I am going to somehow collect One Piece. So now I have till volume 12 in the omnibus versions. So I'm going to be, the rest of it, I'm going to go the singles route. One Piece, come on, everybody knows what One Piece is. And I keep thinking of myself, what state of mind was I in that I decided to drop the series? Because I had lots of fun with this series. I love the character of Sanji who was introduced in this. So yeah, I would always recommend One Piece. Luffy is not my favorite character. I think by far Rorono, Zoro, and Sanji are my favorite characters. So yeah, I'm so glad that I decided, I got, that is the beauty of it. Fate decided that I read this, and I read it, and now I know I'm going to collect the series. It's going to take some time. It's going to be a heck of a lot of a commitment. But yeah, I have made up my mind. One Piece we are going to collect. Now, the rest of the items on this TBR pile were not part of the TBR game. But yeah, so I also read Attack on Titan Omnibus volumes 1, 2, 3. Now, I have not watched much of the anime. I have watched, I think, only episode 1. It is not legally available where I reside, which is such a big bummer because it is the hottest thing going on, and I really want to watch the anime. So I decided to go in for the manga route. Now, I knew I wanted to collect the manga. I wasn't sure which format to go in for. I settled on the omnibus form. So I bought Omnibus 1 that contains volumes 1, 2 and 3. And let me tell you, this series blew my mind. I had heard that the artwork is not so good, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the artwork. I wish I could show you some of the artwork. There are copyright issues coming out of Japan. It's kind of why I'm staying away from it. This is I loved it. I thought the first 3 volumes were action packed. They were interesting. They were intriguing. There was a whole lot of mystery to it surrounding how Eren becomes this Titan and stuff. Now I'm not going to tell you the basic synopsis because everyone who is in this world knows. So it's in a world where there are these huge man-eating creatures called Titans, and there you've got these people who use this odium gear sort of thing to fight these Titans. Humanity has been reduced to a very small number because they've been consumed, and there's this whole mystery surrounding where these Titans come from and stuff like that. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much that I went ahead and got the rest of the omnibuses. So if you are on the fence about this, please, I encourage you to read this. Don't be like me. Don't be late to the train. I'm now all the more excited about watching and I can't wait for that. So Attack on Titan, I'm enjoying it, and it has pushed me to go get into the manga all the way. Next up, I also read volumes 3 and 4 of Black Clover. Now I'm reading this slowly because as of now I have only up till volume 9, so I'm staggering the reading a bit. This is a fun shonen. I enjoy it. I would never have gotten into this if it had not been for you guys, my viewers, who commented and suggested and highly pushed me to read this. And I thank you, my dude, so much for suggesting that. I enjoy this series. It's very cookie cutter shonen, but it takes all those shonen tropes and really does it well. So Asa's entered the Black Bulls. Basically, these volumes are the final fight in the dungeons, and then we enter a new arc where get a look at some of the other magical knights, also the other groups. You get a look at, introduced to them. You get a better idea of their system, how the nobles look down upon the commoners and stuff like that. So this is fun. It's really interesting. Give it a go. If you are into shonen, definitely don't sleep on this. I wonder why on earth I slept on this, why I never got interested in this, but I'm glad that I did. And to anyone who would ask whether I recommend it, I say yes, go ahead, get into this series. Now, another thing I read was Fruits Basket Volume 7. Now, I am making it a point to read. I have the entire series in my collection. I do want to collect Fruits Basket another, but I am trying to make it a point to read at least one of these volumes every week. Every month. Sorry, I was just so tired. Okay, so I am making it a point to read one volume of this at least every month. At least one volume. It's a shoujo. It's a shoujo in the shoujo community. It's a lot darker than the covers make it out to be. It tackles many heavy topics and themes, and the relationship between the main characters is the main family, that is the Soma family. Their family dynamic to me is a bit weird, particularly with the Akito character. I hate that character. I really despise him. I have no idea what direction the story is going to go, but I'm all in for it. I enjoyed what I read so far. There's not been much in terms of romance. I did hear this was a shoujo, so I assumed it would be romance heavy, but the romance does take a bit backseat, at least until this volume. They focus more on the family dynamics, what's going on and stuff like that, particularly within the main family, that is the Somas, and our main female character Toru, her relationship to all the characters. So as of right now, there's not much progress with respect to romance. There is a bit hinted here and there, but not much. Try to remain as spoiler free as possible for this series. For shoujo fans, this is something you're going to enjoy. Shonen fans, I'm not sure whether you're going to enjoy this. This may not be your cup of tea, but like I said, it does explore a lot of dark themes, heavier themes that I would not have expected a shoujo to explore. So personally, I enjoy it. It's not going to be for everyone. Particularly, I think shonen fans may not enjoy this. Personally, I enjoy it. I am going to be reading this one volume at least of the collector's edition per month. And a giant chunk of July's reading consisted of one main series. Let me just flip them all. So I read volumes 8 to 23 of Demon Slayer. Now, this is also this. Okay, I'll just show you one volume cover. Right. So I did read the entire series. I have the entire series in my possession. I have the box set. I did do an unboxing for the box set. I'll leave a card somewhere up top for the unboxing video. Check it out. I'll also leave a link in the description down below. So please check it out. Demon Slayer, a lot of people say is mid. Now I can understand where you're coming from. Now, straight off, the art in the series is not a strong point of the series. I had heard the art improves, and I was a little skeptical about that. But after reading the entire series, I can assure you the art does in fact improve. It improves quite a bit, and it's very obvious also, particularly towards the later volumes. Now, what makes so intriguing, if you ask me, is mainly the Hashiras. All the other Hashiras and the supporting cast are what really made me really interested in the series. I have started watching the anime, and yes, the anime is a heck of a lot. I felt the experience with the anime was a lot better than with the manga, but I did read the manga first before I got into the anime. So the story follows Tanjiro. He loses his entire family to a demon attack, and only his sister Nezuko survives, but she is turned into a demon herself. So he is seeking the cure to turn Nezuko to being a human, and basically it's his journey. He comes across a Hashira, the water Hashira, who originally is trying to kill Nezuko. So our water Hashira, Gyu, he suggests that that Tanjiro join the Demon Slayer Corps. So the Demon Slayer Corps are basically people who fight and eradicate these demons. So it's basically that. So Tanjiro needs to undergo lots of trials and tribulations. He joins the Demon Slayer Corps, and the Demon Slayer Corps, the topmost of the Demon Slayer Corps, you have the various Hashiras, and to me what made this series was the Hashira and the variety in their characters. They were all so very unique, each a unique person. I loved Rengoku. I thought Rengoku as a character was really interesting. The Mugen Train arc was extremely fun. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It ramps up towards the end. Now there were certain parts in the end that I wasn't a big fan of. I was like, why would you go this route? But they wrapped it up quite well. The final this volume is pretty chunky. They did include sort of like an epilogue that I thought there was no need for that epilogue. It is interesting, don't get me wrong. It was fun that they introduced it, but it was also not necessary, but it was fun. It was interesting. It was fun, but not entirely necessary to the story. But if you ask me, after watching a bit of the anime and reading the entire manga, I would personally say that the anime is a better route, mainly because in certain places the art style sort of put me out. But don't get me wrong, the story was fun. On the whole, I had a fun time with this series, and for any shonen person, I would recommend it. I do understand where people are coming from when they say that this series is mid. They are putting out an art book, which is kind of makes me wonder, because honestly, for the manga, the art is not what you go into this manga for. The art of the anime far supersedes the art in the manga. The art in the manga is very rough and hard to get through, particularly in the beginning. So that kind of put me off in the beginning, but the story is what kept me going. The Hashira and the supporting cast, mainly Inosuke. The supporting cast, the other people in the same level as Tanjiro, it was Inosuke. Tanjiro as a character, I don't know, I just did not connect with him as a character. Maybe it is a personal thing of mine. Nezuko was okay. I thought she was okay. A lot of the times she came and saved Tanjiro's ass. But Tanjiro himself, the thing I liked about Tanjiro was that he learned a lot all along the way. They showed how he thought out, how he worked, and improved his technique and stuff. So that way I liked him. Personality wise, he wasn't the most interesting character to me. I found Zenitsu extremely irritating. The guy, the thunder breathing guy. I found him extremely irritating. But the Hashira were the ones that made it for me, and the rest of the supporting cast. So Demon Slayer, yes, I would classify it as a bit around mid, a bit higher than mid personally. but I don't regret reading it. It was an experience for me. Now I'm going to get through the anime, see kind of how it goes. So yeah, personally, if you'd ask me to recommend, for shoujo fans, I might not recommend this. Shonen fans, it may be your cup of tea, but beware, it is not on par with Naruto or some of the other, or One Piece, or in some of the other shonen, or even Black Clover out there. It is a bit middle of the road. So Demon Slayer volumes 8 to 23. So that's my entire reading log for the month of July. I know it's a little late, but I did read a good deal, so I wanted to put it out. So that's it for now. You can hit me up on my social media. I will leave links in the description. The handles are on screen. So I would love to hear from you. So hit me up. Your recommendations would always help me out. I'm going to be putting a halt on my reading logs a bit till I get my jobs, till I get accustomed to my new schedule and stuff. So till then, it may take a bit of a back burner, particularly the month of August. So yeah, with that down and out, you can also contact me on email. My email's up on the screen right now, so hit me up simply on mercy@funny-pajamas.com. Can't wait to hear from you guys. And with that, I'm going to end this reading log. I'm able to read a lot more moving on ahead, but it's going to take some adjustment. So with that done, I'm going to say bye to you guys. I had a fun time reading a lot of the manga that I read. One Piece was personally a very big surprise, and I am very, very glad that I read it. Okay, so that's all I have for you tonight. Signing out. Bye. Have a good one, everyone.